What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new AM CMSV episode. This is episode 8 now, coming off of Easter break. Hopefully everyone had a good Easter, had a good holiday. Adam, how was Easter for you?
It was good, man. Relaxing. Nice little Easter egg hunt with the little cousins. Can't get much better than that. The usual Italian feast. Of course, come back from that week sick always sucks. You know, all the family, all the kids and everything. You're bound to pick up a disease or two. So, whatever. I guess as long as it's not COVID, no one cares anymore. But down atrociously. You guys can probably hear it in my voice. I can breathe out like half a nostril. I've been sleeping all day. We're down bad. But guess what, Matt? We are 1 month. Today's April 21st. May 21st. We walk across whatever. I don't even know where they do graduation here. Do you know?
Yeah, the Great Wall.
Oh.
I think they're putting up the stuff now, the little tent.
That was for that? A month out? That's or whatever.
It might be for another thing.
It's probably for
another.
another.
They're just going to keep it up because they're lazy. But
Yeah, whatever. 1 month from today, your boy is walking across the Great Lawn. We're graduating. We're piecing out of here with a nice degree. Feels good. It's been a long 4 years. Long 4 years.
coming down to the struggle time of the semester.
Oh, it's
especially in the senior year. This is where it gets crazy.
Listen, I did seminar last semester, and I feel the struggle. I can't imagine doing that now with like the pressure of graduation. Yo, little side note on graduation. The other day I got an email. I'm sure you did too. What's the point of making you pay a fee to graduate? I paid enough money in tuition. Like, what do we need a $300 fee to graduate for? I appreciate the free cap and gown that we got, but like, $300 to graduate?
That's so deep for no reason.
No reason whatsoever.
Thank you for the heads up, because I definitely did not see that.
Oh, I sure as heck did not pay that yet, but just like I saw that and I was like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're graduating in a month. It's literally all that matters.
So excited for that.
It's a big day.
Hopefully it's a beautiful day. Not like raining, windy, or like hot as hell. That would be horrible. My high school graduation was like 97 degrees. We had a decent sized class, about like 600 kids. So that took a good like 2-3 hours just to call everyone's name, and then we have the speeches and whatnot. Really hoping they do this quick. Really get us out of there.
I mean, I can't see it being more than like 2 hours. I mean, I don't know how many people were we graduating with. You have any idea?
No shot.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I think there's only 2 like student speeches. I think we got an email we had to send in a vote about. Unless I'm voting for Matt, I don't know who else I'm gonna vote for. I wonder if I even know the valedictorian. Like, the school's obviously not that big, but I wonder if I doubt I've ever had a class with the valedictorian. I feel like they're in the honors program doing stuff that.
Yeah, definitely not.
What? Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not in the library often, so that's probably where the valedictorian and salutatorian are. So it'll be fun. Well, I guess it's 2 students that we vote for, but then I'm sure there's everyone else. Everyone else speaks.
Yeah. Do you know who it is? The valedictorian.
Do you know?
No.
Have they even announced it yet? I feel like you can't do that until.
Oh yeah, I guess until almost the semester.
I'm sure they have an idea, but I have no clue. If we're setting gambling lines on that, I'm gonna go with plus 25,000. That's a comm major. Plus 25,000.
I don't know if that one's hitting.
No, I mean, I don't know who it would be like. What are the smart majors, like business?
I would say nursing, maybe.
Yeah, but yeah,
Nursing.
I don't know.
Biology major in there.
I don't remember I don't remember if I talked about this on air. I think we did. Is that if I could do it all again, I'd be a nurse?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just because right now we're in the peak, trying to get a job. I'm applying to 50 jobs a day. Maybe hear back from 1 a week if you're lucky. It's I could just be a nurse, go to a hospital, get a job, make some bank.
And what a great time it is to become a nurse in New York. They just shipped out half the workforce right after COVID. Now there's just millions and millions of spots open. especially male nurses. Shout out Anthony Manna, one of my teammates.
He's
gonna get out of here.
Really? He's going to be? I had some class with him back in the day. I think I have a class with him right now, actually, too.
Oh, yeah, Rosemary.
Yeah.
Yeah, kid's gonna get out, go to any hospital he wants, make absolute bang.
Work 3 days on, 2 days off, 4 days on, 3 days off, whatever. Yeah, I mean, listen, you obviously have to be like a saint and a half and then like a special breed of person to do that, but just like right now, just with the job situation, like trying to get a job and applying and dealing with all that stuff, like, I could talk about this for days, but we'll move on. Shout out the nurses.
So little recap of the show last week. Sawyer came on. You got to see the psychopath in person. Threw that mind around. And, it was a great show. Me and Sawyer watch Rangers games whenever we can. Got the Rangers Islanders on tonight. Huge game. And, it was really great for him to come on. Good to get some insight on what really goes through that kid's mind, especially on the field.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, the episode before he came on, and I even said to his face, I was like, "The dude's just a straight psychopath." Like, listening to it back, I wish he would have scored a goal in college so we could have heard about the celly, a little bit more recent than when he was in 5th grade or whatever it was.
Hey, you never know. Kid's got 2 more games this season and a whole. Hopefully,
damn, only two more games left for you guys?
Yeah, we got Farmingdale on Saturday, and then next Saturday we have our senior game against Manhattanville. Hopefully, we get our first home game of the season.
You haven't played a home game yet?
Well, we played Cobblesville here, but refs didn't show up, so it was like a scrimmage. We had our coaches and their coaches reffing.
The refs just never showed up?
Yeah.
Was that supposed to be like a league game or a conference game?
Non-conference game, but like it was I want to say it was one of the last non-conference games. So that was like, we're really getting into the stride of everything, about to hit conference play, and we got hit with that.
How are we looking for the conference tournament? Are we going to make it, or?
I think we're, if we win out the season.
You need 2 more wins?
Yeah, but Farmingdale is a tough opponent. Manhattanville's looking not as good as they were last year, definitely. So, hopefully, seniors especially, we show up. Last game of the season, our senior day. Got a couple things going on for that game, so it's gonna be a nice little ceremony. Then we have the girls' game. I want to say before, so we're gonna be playing in a mud pit.
Damn,
we're gonna grind.
That field gets
torn. It'd be great to get out there for the last time. Really get out there.
Is it their senior game too?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Are they good? Are they gonna make the playoffs or?
Right now, as it stands, they are in a playoff position. I don't know who their remaining games are left, but talking to Colleen McNeil, one of the captains for the women's team, they have some games where 4 or 5 of them pop off for like 5 or 6 goals. They're really coming together as an offense. Shout out goalie. I'm sorry, gotta look up the name, but the women's goalie had like about 20 saves the other day. Coming for Sawyer's record.
I was just saying, I wonder if Sawyer's still on that. Her and Sawyer on the same ranking list. Yeah, man, I can't believe you guys are done already. I feel like season goes by so quick.
Oh, yeah. Once you really get it.
Like how many games do you play? Like 15? Even that many or? No.
I think we had 16 scheduled and
yeah, you guys
3 teams dropped out. I want to say.
Guys lost a bunch in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, it's
stinks, but what are you gonna do?
Nothing you can do about it.
So much better than playing what we played 3 games last year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, anything's better than last year and the year before, but just listen, we just need a few more games. You gotta figure out how to play purchase again or something. Get another conference win in there. Get you going to the offs.
That would be great to end it off, but hey, it's looking up for the next year. I'm not going to be here though, but rumors, we're getting a turf field.
Yeah, okay.
James Fitzgerald is doing a hell of a job recruiting. I think he's already got 15 kids coming next semester.
15 brand new kids coming?
Yeah, 15 confirmed.
Damn, all these kids that are here right now better start looking out. You got these kids calling for your spots. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to go from, what do we have? 18-man roster. We're losing 4 seniors, so down to 14. You add in 15. That's 29 kids. That's more than I've ever had in a team here.
That's a lot of people to carry at one time.
I mean, we coming out, yesterday, we travel out to Merchant Marine Beautiful field. They have a huge jumbotron.
They play right on the water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've driven by their campus before.
We walk on the field. Honestly, it was probably a 50-man roster this year, but nothing beats my freshman year. I don't know if you're a big Star Wars fan, but when you got the Darth Vader's coming off his ship, you got all these stormtroopers lined up. My freshman year, I'm a little 18-year-old, 19 at that time. Just trotting on the field, and I'm looking over, and it looks like I got a sea of stormtroopers in front of me. Everyone's 6'4", 210, built, but now it wasn't as bad. They're still a very good team. Seeing a 50-man roster when you got 18 guys is always scary. But shout out to Sawyer again. Had a great game again yesterday. I feel like they're always dripping on his stats though. I feel like this.
Oh, we got a little scandal going on. Who keeps your stats?
I think it is Danny.
No, Federico? He comes to all your games?
I don't know. Yeah, he was at the. Well, technically, since it was a home game yesterday.
Oh, we had to staff it.
Yeah. So, I feel like this kid could have had 17 saves in the first quarter, let alone the whole game.
Hot seat Dan over here. Come on, bro. Gotta keep those stats.
One thing.
Especially when we got like a contention going on for national rankings and everything. Come on.
I do have to say, Sawyer gets a large amount of ground balls. I don't know how it is. I might just black out during the game and not really realize, but the kid is either always top 3 in the ground balls on the team.
I mean, it's because his stick is so big. You can just pick up anything. You don't have to put in the work to pick up the ground ball. Saves are way more impressive than ground balls.
He makes a hell of a lot of saves in the game. He gets peppered, though. Shout out to Soy being the only goalie this year. Absolutely.
Listen, I hope that new recruiting class got a few goalies in there. Give Sawyer some breath in practice. I know he's in class till 4, and we'll move on after this. But do you guys just can't start practice till you have a goalie?
Yeah. I mean, we do. We do the stuff in the beginning, line drills, all the warming up stuff, and then Sawyer gets there. But sometimes Sawyer's not feeling too well from the last game.
Dude, I wouldn't blame him. If I were him, I'd pull an AI and be like, we're talking about practice. I'm not sitting in the goal and getting ripped on by you guys that can't score in a real game. Come on, bro. He wears his defense in kidney's defense in games. You're gonna save it in practice. Come on. I mean, listen, it was fun talking to him. Dude's obviously not a psychopath. We said that in comedy, but man, oh man, to be a goalie and be the only goalie too, especially on a college team, then you got practice and you got, I wonder, yeah, just insane, dude. Happy for him. At least you got one more year. Hopefully the boys get him some help, get him a backup or something. Come on, Fitz, do what you gotta do. Get him some help. Come on.
So let's get right into it now. So my New York Rangers. What a week we had. So just to start off, I give a lot of hate to Alexander Georgiev. But Shesterkin played lights out his last 2 games. Georgiev also recorded a shutout. Rangers had 3 shutouts in a row, blanking the Flyers, the Red Wings, and the Jets.
Wow, 3 powerhouse teams in the NHL. Those 3.
3 out of the playoff teams. But this is one thing that I'm talking about for the Rangers. They're not in previous years, looking to get into the playoff spot towards the stretch of the season, down towards the end. These non-playoff teams are always giving us a problem. These teams don't have anything to play for. They're just playing to play, which can be dangerous at times.
So dangerous. They don't care about anything except beating the team in front of them. They don't care. They don't have no long. They just want to beat. They just want to ruin someone else's day. Their season's been ruined. So Mets always have that issue too.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The Rangers previous seasons. These games would slip away from us. Maybe be a 1-0 lead turn to a 2-0 defeat, and this year. Gallant really got them going, and they're really just playing good hockey. And let me give a shout out to Alexis Lafreniere. I give him a lot of stick on this show, but I don't know if you saw this goal he scored against the Red Wings. Comes into the zone between his legs around Dylan Larkin, backhand, top shelf, top right corner. Absolutely dirty goal. Goal of the season in my mind for the New York Rangers. It was just. It sent chills down my spine. Me and Sawyer went absolutely ballistic when we saw it. My dad called me 0.25 seconds after the puck went in the net. It was an all-time goal for me. I'm so happy to see this kid finally, he has his stretches. This season, every time that he was healthy scratched in the game, the next game that he comes back, he scores a goal. But he'll score a goal, and then he'll go 3 or 4 without anything. But, we just need the points out.
Just got to go every other game with this guy then. That's what it takes. Give him a little healthy scratch. Let him sit in the booth.
He's old.
That's crazy. It's a young gun.
Yeah, 100%. But, he gets on these little stretches, but it's not like he's playing bad. He's efficient on the ice. He's playing good defense. One thing that he can definitely get better at is his skating. But, that's going to come in time. That's going to come in the off seasons. And, the points are going to come to him. You don't just light up the juniors and, light up everyone you play until you're 18 years old and then forget how to play hockey. So, it's coming. Another one of our top picks, Cabo Caco, comes back. Scores 2 goals against, I want to say it was the Red Wings, maybe the game before that. And, the next game goes into the boards a little awkwardly. His knee looked like it snapped in 3 pieces. Probably going to be out for a while. Tyler Mott with a shoulder injury, another guy out. But this is what Drury planned for at the deadline. Getting all these guys in, getting that depth that you need for the playoffs. Now we need it for the last 5 games of the regular season, but, we're coming into the playoffs strong. We're tied for first in the Metro with the Hurricanes.
What a fall from grace for my boys from down in Carolina. It's been a rough few weeks. Obviously,
Losing Freddie Anderson.
Freddie Anderson got hurt. Stahl's hurt. Yeah, I mean, just like they were a hot team, like early mid of the season, like really really high, and then like obviously things didn't start to go their way. They clinched a berth. So, anything can happen in the playoffs. I don't know if Anderson's going to come back. Hockey, everyone's very closed-loop with injuries. So
no, he'll be back for the second round when we see the Rangers. 100%.
I mean, listen, if it goes anything like, they play, if it goes anything like it was in Carolina last time, they go back and forth. The Hurricanes play the Rangers one more time next Tuesday. Next Tuesday?
No.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, 26th. I was actually supposed to go to that game, but unfortunately something came up. Yeah, so that's the last time they'll play in the regular season, I think. And then, we'll see. They've taken. So I think so far they split with the Rangers this year. No, they lost. I don't know. At least recently,
the Hurricanes have the edge, but recently I think we won.
They won the one in Carolina where Igor pitched Georgiev
had the shutout.
Georgiev had the crazy game, and then they won recently in the Garden. That was last week actually. Last Wednesday, maybe I want to say last Tuesday. Yeah. So you never know. Hopefully, obviously, he's not going to be Freddie for the foreseeable future. So we gotta just kind of just see what happens. It's been We're coming down the stretch. How many games left they got?
Islanders tonight. We got the Bruins on Saturday, Hurricanes on Tuesday, Canadiens on Wednesday, and then the Caps to end out the season once again, Friday, April 29th.
It's just crazy how normally the NHL playoffs are before the NBA playoffs, and this year NBA playoffs are started last week, 2 weeks ago almost. Now at this point, it's my internal sports schedule is all messed up. Opening day was a week late or 2 weeks late, whatever the case may be, or it was 1 week late, but still, just like I'm a very regimented guy when it comes to my sports. You got NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, because then you get to the point where the NBA playoffs take 3 months because they play 1 game, 2 games off, 1 game, 3 games off, because the divas down in the hard court need their rest. Yeah, so I was very confused when I saw that there's so many games left. Not that many. There's only 5 or 6, but I'll probably take about a week to 10 days for the NHL to wrap up. So
yeah, we got 8 days until the end of the regular. Well, for the Rangers, 8 days. But real quick, just remember this. Want to give a quick shout out to Keandre Miller and that Hurricanes loss on the 12th. He looked like one of the only Rangers that wanted to play that game. He looked silky. He looked like Bobby Orr out there, which is gliding by people. He scored. We had 2 goals, but he scored the first goal. Good shot, but later in the game, I think it was the third. It was 3-1 at the time. Just coming through the zone, puts a puck through one of the defenseman's legs. I forget who it was. Goes in on Freddie Anderson, I think, was playing that game. And, he made a quality save. But that play, he just looked so silky moving up the ice, puts it right through the guy's legs, comes out on the other side, dekes someone else, comes to the net, gets stopped. But, he's looking good. And, in a couple of years, if Ryan Lindgren isn't playing up to the usual standard, it could be a Fox-Keandre Miller pairing, which would be absolutely hectic. You got one guy who's 6'5", and the other guy who's a Norris-winning defenseman, like 5'10". That's gonna be fun.
Who's winning the Norris this year?
Roman Josi.
Josi?
Yeah, Yosi's got. Oh my God, he's got an insane amount of assists this year. Honestly, in the beginning of the season, I was looking at Cale Makar. Cale Makar is absolutely insane. I think he has the most goals as a defenseman this year, but Roman Josi, 89 points in 75 games played as a defenseman. Plus 16, that's just. Also, he's got 35 points on the power play. It's not bad.
It's a lot of points on the power play for a day. So.
Not too shabby. Yeah, but Adam Fox. It's tough. Coming up with Cale Makar, and now Roman Josi's having a career year. But Adam Fox is 22, 23 years old. He's got a lot more years to be in that top three for the Norris. So, I'm just going to, maybe this is a hot take, I'm going to say he might win it 2 more times before he hangs up the skates in about 12 years.
It's a lot of, that's a big expectation. Those are big shoes to fill.
I mean, as long as you got Igor playing behind him.
True, he makes anyone look good.
He definitely makes the Rangers look good for no reason.
What's his contract looking like? They got team control on him for a while?
I'm going to say yes, because I guess this is his
sophomore year. Side note, before we move into the Mets thing, I'm just looking at the MLB schedule for the day. I don't know if this is a new thing with the CBA, but there are just so many day games now. I think it's because, like, on travel days, they give day games, so there's a little more time to travel. But the Mets have already played, I think 5 out of their first 13 games have been day games, which is crazy. I did get to go to the home opener at Citi Field. That was awesome. They absolutely mollywopped the Diamondbacks.
Who pitched that game?
It was Bassett pitched for the Mets. I guess I'll just go right into the Mets minute. So far, they've been absolutely incredible. They have a few flaws. Right now they're 9-4. They play a game at 1:00. So by the time you're listening to this, unless you're listening to it either live or before 4:00, they'll either be 10-4 or 9-5. However, they beat up on some inferior competition. It's the way kind of, you got to beat the teams below you, like the Rangers did, beating those 3 non-playoff teams.
Shut them out.
Yeah, I mean, for real.
1975.
And the Mets were a little bit similar in a sense, where their starting pitcher ERA was the best it's been, the best start in MLB through 10 games. It was like a 1.14. That's without Jacob deGrom, the best pitcher in baseball. Good thing we have the second best pitcher in baseball as well, Mad Max Scherzer. I know.
Mad Max.
What? Matt's been doing some research on him, so he's gonna give you some crazy Scherzer stats in a little bit. But it's been insane watching this team. And honestly, the best part about it was, like I said, they beat up some inferior competition. The Diamondbacks, the Nationals, and the Phillies. They've so far they've won every series, but the game got rained out on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, Monday. They played a doubleheader Tuesday, a straight doubleheader, which means it's basically like no break, half hour. No, they played at 3:30, then at 7:30. The first game went into extra innings. The Giants won 107 games last year. They're a great baseball franchise. Over the last, 12, 13 years, they're one of the best teams in baseball. Winning 107 games is incredible. Mets were down 4, rallied all the way back, won the first game, in extras. Lindor's, being Lindor we expected him to be over the last, not the garbage Lindor we got last year. He had a walk-off. The Mets are kind of buzzing. They win both games a doubleheader. I can't remember the last time the Mets had a full doubleheader sweep, especially over such a good team like the Giants. They dropped one last night. That was to be expected. If they, no matter what, they're not losing the series. They can either split or take it with the game today. That's a 1:00 start. However, it's not all rainbows and unicorns out in Flushing. We have an issue. This bullpen is going to be an issue. Like I mentioned, our starting pitchers have been great so far. That we can't expect that to continue. That's just not how life for baseball works in general, where kind of everything kind of falls into line, especially when your staff isn't with DeGrom, their staff is probably one of the best, but right now it's just like it's still top tier but not incredible. You're going to need guys to get outs in the bullpen. Sean Reed Foley needs to go to the moon. I don't want him anywhere near my franchise. Edwin Diaz has been good. Seth Lugo, one of the guys who's been an anchor in the bullpen for the last few years, has been this year. Trevor May had an outing. I love Trevor May. Guy's like a hardcore Twitch streamer too. I love that kind of guy. Yeah, he was Fortnite back in the day. Now he's a Minecraft guy, which I'm not. Okay. I know there's a lot of Minecraft folk out there, but that's not me.
Very relaxing.
What? Yeah, it's very trust me. I wish I liked Minecraft because the games I play make me rage like crazy. I've been playing MLB The Show when I'm not dying of sickness, and I just get so angry. My blood pressure gets my heart rate. My watch will be like, "Are you working out? Why is your heart rate?" I was like,
sounds like when you're playing FIFA.
Dude, it's just
and all the sports games.
All the sports games like that.
But they really they irk me to a new level.
Especially now that a little side note on MLB The Show is, it wasn't available on Xbox until last year. It was a PlayStation exclusive game for 15 years. So when I had a PlayStation 2 back in the day, in 4th or 5th grade, elite console, and so I played it then. But I was playing franchise and single player modes. But now with the booming gaming, I've been I watch Twitch. I see what other streamers are doing. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't get into online MLB The Show until halfway through last year. Now you're playing just everything. Early versions of games suck. There's issues and stuff. So I've been playing this game since day one, and of course there's so many issues. But have fun telling me that when I'm losing because there's an issue. The game's freezing. There's this thing called freeze off. So it's just you're playing a game of chicken. Who's gonna turn off their Xbox first? It's not me. I need to win. No, you guys are messing each other on Xbox. Oh, it's frozen. We'll both quit at the same time. No, dude, that never works. Yeah. So. Blood pressure through the roof. MLB The Show. It's it's not an EA game. I know people have a lot more complaints about EA online modes because it's just basically pay to win. I think all video games at this point are pay to win, but that's just a different story. Anyway, bullpen needs to be fixed. I'm already kind of looking at, it's still too early to see what teams are going to be atrocious. You can pick their best bullpen guys from them, do a little tradey action. And then, of course, it wouldn't be the Mets without a COVID issue. The Mets are 60% vaccinated, some ridiculous number, which, I don't really care about, but those are the only people that are missing games anymore. So, they had a COVID issue already. Their coach wasn't there. One of their best players, Nimmo, was out for a while. Canna was out for a while. We'll see. Big game today at 1, and then we'll see. Then they go out west. They play the Diamondbacks. Nice little roadie to get warm. It's been so cold in New York. Playing baseball here must suck. Yeah, and then so they go from a day game to a 9:40 Eastern start tomorrow. So fun in the sun. Tomorrow Friday. Wow, tomorrow's Friday.
End of the week.
We're almost there, boys. Almost there.
Also, real quick, I haven't watched too many. Honestly, I haven't watched much baseball in the last couple of years. But while I was home, I was relaxing with my dad. He was throwing on the Mets game. This man Lindor has some crazy looking.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Is that like, what is it, like a baby blue?
It's like yeah, I guess so like a Mets blue. I mean, listen, as long as he's performing, I don't really care. Like I will definitely notice if you're not hitting, but he's hitting like 315 or something. The last time was his first game, he didn't get on base all season, so no complaints from me. Zero.
Yeah, this sounds a little bit by any chance you know a guy named Paul Pogba, soccer player?
No.
He's also got some crazy hairstyles. Specifically when he played in Turin with Juventus, but he'd always have a mohawk and like writing on the side that's like colored, just some crazy stuff. And when he was playing good, no one cared. As soon as he started playing bad,
of course,
why is he getting 3 different haircuts?
Like, dude, spend more time watching film or kicking the ball than getting a haircut. Like, all right, like, relax, buddy. Like, let him get a haircut. I don't know. Like, listen, if like I said, when Lindor starts playing bad, I will get mad. But I'm not like an old guy yelling at the clouds. Like, we're not the New York Yankees where you got to shave your beard and all that. Like, we're not a backwards organization like that. So let the man express himself.
The slander.
There will always be Yankee slander on my airwaves. I don't care who I'm doing a show for, what I'm talking about. There will always be Yankee slander. They're gonna suck this year, and I'll leave it at that. They do suck this year. They play 1:00 game too. It must suck to be like a teacher, especially like my guy Rosenberg. He's such a good guy. But like basically half the baseball team is in our class, the other half's the lacrosse team. But it's a sports class. I would say 85% of our class is like really into baseball. Like we talk with the lockout and everything. Like he's got to know that the Mets and the Yankees are both playing at 1. Like everyone's laptop is gonna be on those games. Like poor guy. Like you're lucky if you teach a morning class nowadays because there's no sports on, especially during baseball season, man. It's like the Mets are on, or I can pay attention in class. Sorry, I can do both. I can pay attention and sorry, I forgot. Shout out the nuns.
Definitely
Shout out the nuns.
So, Max Scherzer, I did some research on him because I'm generally interested. This man is an absolute freak show. One thing I noticed, looking at pictures, this guy has 2 different colored eyes.
Yup.
What is it, like a blue?
He's got a blue and a brown. He told Dusty Baker a few years ago, the old Nationals manager, the brown eye is the baseball eye, the blue eye is the sexy eye. That's what he straight up said to his manager. It's funny. They up until this year, they had Nationals Park had a sign of his 2 eyes out in right field, but he came back to pitch against them now as a Mets. He's going to pitch against them a lot. So they finally took it down, but he got a crazy ovation. They love him in D.C. Yeah, just one. You got the business eye and the sexy eye. That's what he said. Imagine saying that to your coach, like, "Hey, coach, this is my sexy eye. This is my business eye." Like, what, dude? Just go throw the ball.
So Scherzer has a history of being really intense on the mound. Sophomore year, he played at
Mizzou.
Mizzou, yes. Playing at Mizzou, freshman year didn't play a lot because of his location. So that kind of pissed him off. Got right for his sophomore campaign. Maybe it was his junior year. He's pitching a game, 8th inning. Coach comes out to the mound, and Scherzer says, "No, I got this. No." Strikes out the next 2 guys. Goes into the 9th inning. Strikes out the first 2 guys again. Manager comes out for the bullpen and he says, "I'm finishing this game. I don't care what you say." Strikes out the last guy, and that's just Max Scherzer in a bubble. This guy has an insane work ethic. Last year during Georgetown's graduation ceremony at Nationals Park, there's a video of Max Scherzer all the way in the outfield, just having to catch, throwing around like nothing's going on. Not like these kids are just graduating. No, he's just got to go out.
Not the biggest day of their life to date, like we were just talking about.
But yeah, that just shows his work ethic, and that's why he's second best pitcher in the MLB. You don't in sports you don't get anywhere unless you're putting in countless hours off the field. You see that with someone like This man, Cristiano Ronaldo, is 37 years old. He looks like he's 22. The amount of, like, someone like LeBron. LeBron puts $1 million into his body every single year, keep himself going. I can only imagine how much Cristiano Ronaldo pays, but cryotherapy is like some crazy stuff. Wish I had that. My body's very fastly deteriorating on me.
Listen, we keep paying $300 to graduate. You never know when I might end up in the athletic facility next year.
No, that would be crazy though. Imagine. No, the one thing. Did you ever take an ice bath?
One time, I hated it. I just like. I know it's healthy and I know it's good for your circulation and your recovery and all that, but like, the first time I put my foot in that, I got, waist down in it. I was just. For real, I just get me out of there. Like, get me out right now. Out.
And as soon as you get out, you're cold for like a couple more minutes, where you feel like cold. Put on a pair of sweatpants, sweatshirt. We'll walk back to the room. As soon as I sat back down, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I'm
much pain again.
I'm a sauna guy. Sauna or steam room over a cold bath, like 10 out of 10. I know they all have different effects, but I love a nice steam shower, or whatever. The steam rooms sweat all the toxins out. Full of toxins. Our 20-year-olds just get all the garbage out. Just do it again the next day.
Yeah, definitely huge sauna guy too.
They have one of those here?
No.
Yeah.
I wish.
That'd be. You'd find me at that place half hour a day. Listen, that's how you get unsick. You go sauna out and steam out all the garbage in your system. Like, if we had a steam room right now, I would have been there before the show, getting my mind right, get my body right. Instead, I sound like a nasally, like I sound like the nanny from the show, The Nanny, Fran. If you know, you know.
That's great. Yeah, at home, at the gym, there's a special pass you have to get to, go in the sauna.
Dude, anything to get anything to get $1. Yeah, exactly.
Like, hold that door.
Hold that door. Oh man, I left my pass in my locker. I left my pass in the car. Oh, sorry.
Sitting there for 20 minutes, feel like get out of there.
Except in the winter, and then you gotta go outside from there, and then you literally you put your body in toxic shock or something like that.
All right, so top 5 of the day. Getting into it. Got about 10 minutes left of the show. Top 5 rivalries. Not New York rivalries. We're doing all. What do we got?
Yeah, they're all New York.
1 baseball, 2 baseball,
3 New York,
2 hockey, soccer.
A list wouldn't be complete without a soccer and these with Matt on board.
So let's get straight into it. I have the 1, 2, and the 3 this week. We changed it around.
You did.
No, I have the 2, 3, and the 5.
You did. Yeah.
All right, so let's start off number 5.
Well, number 1's pretty unanimous, but we'll start with number 5.
Number 5, Canadiens, Bruins, hockey.
Original 6.
Just crazy matchups. I don't know where the beef started, but one thing I can remember from my childhood is Zdeno Chara, it looks like a tree on the ice, honestly. Against Max Pacioretty, who played for Canadiens, they actually had not a rule change, but a change in the layout of the ice, because in the middle where the announcer is sitting, they had stanchions, but with no rubber, no protection, so it was just kind of like a blunt end. And Max Pacioretty skating up the ice with the puck, Zdeno Chara levels him into the boards, and his head smashes right into the stanchion. And that was just a crazy sight. But I know that wasn't the start of the rivalry, but that's one thing I can remember that started a huge brawl on the ice and started some beef later in that year. But that was just absolutely crazy. Now they have that, either they have no stanchions there or they have padded stanchions just so no one breaks their face on it. Good move by the NHL. But that's an insane rivalry. One thing, remembering watching Rangers playoff hockey, I have an appreciation for O Canada when it's saying in the Bell Center in playoff season.
I was gonna say just playoffs. Any other time, it's just all right, drop the puck ready, let's go. But playoffs, you get the emotion,
the whole stadium singing in French. I have no idea what they're saying. I just sing with the lady who's singing it. But that sends chills down my spine. I have no affiliation to either of these teams, I hate the Bruins. Canadians, I hate the fans more, but, it just sends shivers down my spine. It's a great rivalry in hockey. Another, again, original six matchup. And right to number 4.
Yeah, I mean,
This is a
listen,
game.
Yankees Mets. I think there's kind of very very little has to be said. New York has that interesting situation where there's just so many sports teams. They got 2 of everything. Got the Nets, the Jets, or the Nets Knicks, Jets Giants, Mets Yankees, and then Rangers Islanders. But Yankees Mets, America's pastime. No matter how each respective seasons are going, it's bragging rights. I'll go to a game every year. I'll go. Honestly, I go to the Yankee game because it's easy. You hop on the train, you're there. But the ones at Yankee Stadium. But I mean, like I said, no matter how the seasons are going, it's all about bragging rights. So give me that. That's a no-brainer for me.
Number 3, keeping it in New York. Obviously, Rangers Islanders. Got the game on tonight. I have to say the Islanders, for some reason in this awful season they're having, have the Rangers number this season. We really need to come out with a win here, especially coming down the last 5 games. Trying to push for that number 1 spot. This comes to the weird time. Either you're picking Sidney Crosby or you're playing Ovechkin. I don't even know. Who do you pick at that point?
I mean,
Honestly, I think I'd rather see the Capitals because
Ovi's got 50, and playoff Ovi is different. Is a different breed.
Also, completely forgot this. Chris Kreider, first 50-goal season. First Ranger to have 50 goals since Jaromir Jagr in 2005.
Wow, that's
Absolutely
incredible.
Insane. It's 4 goals off of the all-time lead. I guess, Jagr scored 54 in 05-06. But, big game tonight. Rangers Islanders, always a tough matchup. That's all bragging rights. Having a lot of my Long Island friends here. Luckily, they're both Rangers fans. Shout out Mana and Sawyer. They love watching the games, but I know all their friends back home are huge Islanders fans.
Me and Islanders fans got mad beef. Have we ever talked about that?
No. Let me hear this.
No, it's off the air.
Okay.
Off the air. Let's just say I went to games 3 and 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, both in Barclays, and both times the police were involved, trying to save me / maybe arrest me, but I didn't get arrested. It wasn't my fault. Some guy straight up took my glasses off my face and threw them over his shoulder in the middle of the arena. I'll have to look. Maybe next week I'll be able to find the clip of the game. But during the game, you can see it was right behind where the goal was scored. No one was watching the game for about 5 minutes because everyone was just looking in my direction to see what the commotion was about. Yeah, me and Islander fans are on the best of terms. I'm not allowed to go to Islander games.
That's actually great.
It's a rule imposed by my father, but I'm sure Barkley's got pictures of me somewhere. Wasn't my fault. I was innocent.
Free my man.
Dude, for real though, thank God. There were these 2 Islander fans that saw the whole thing. There were 2 giant, enormous dudes, like 15 rows above us, that saw the whole thing and went to the cops and were like, "Yeah, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything wrong." But
That's crazy.
no Islander fans for me.
So we're going into number 2 on the list. I had to throw a soccer game in there. Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's called El Clasico. 2 of the best teams in Spanish history. You have Real Madrid. They're more of the upper echelon, the elites of Spain, versus Barcelona, which is kind of they're based out of Catalonia, which is they're fighting for their independence, low key. They're they speak a different dialect. They have an extreme it's like someone from New York versus someone from Wisconsin. You can just tell this person's from New York. They got a whole different identity about them. But that's soccer. There's a lot of teams like this. You have the upper echelons versus the middle class, kind of lower class kind of teams, and it's always a great battle. Some of the best players in the world have played in these teams. Ronaldo for Real Madrid, Messi for Barcelona, Ronaldinho, all these insane players. It's always a great time. the last 2 years, I guess, since Messi and Ronaldo have left, it's taken a little bit of a toll, but it's still the best game coming out of Spain, arguably
España.
one of the best out of Europe. Premier League is really good now. That just carries a whole nother thing. That's what is so good about soccer rivalries, especially in Argentina and some of these South American countries. This is the biggest thing in the world to them. And going to these games, supporting, throwing flares, fights in the stands. It's all crazy, but it's great TV, great to watch. Love some Real Madrid versus Barcelona.
Number one, the best rivalry in all sports, no doubt. Probably the oldest rivalry in the States, I would say. Outdates the previous 6. Goes back to the great Bambino, Mr. Babe Ruth. It is Yankees Red Sox. Part of what makes this go so great is because they play so many, they play so many times a year in the same division. They've had all-time playoff matchups. Obviously, 04 being, one of the more famous playoff baseball series of all time. But just overall, great rivalry. One of the best in sports. One of the best in baseball. And just and especially. I'm always a Sox guy when it comes to that, 100%. I'm not rooting for the Yankees over anyone. My girl will actually pick a fight with me. She's like, "Why don't you ever root for the Yankees?" It's I hate the Yankees. What do you want me to do? One team's won all my life. The other team, even though let's not get it twisted. Yanks haven't won since 09. That's my entire life. But
28, baby.
Yeah, woohoo, 28. Look at my chain on. The Yanks hat on backwards. What up? I got 28 rings. Relax, bro. It wasn't even. It was before your grandfather was alive too. Yeah. So I'll be the Sox guy in that. And Sox are my AL team just because of their rivalry with the Yankees. So it goes hand in hand. Pleasure doing business with you.
That's great. I have to agree. Yankees Sox is all-time matchup. One thing, I think it stems out of this rivalry, Yankees, New York, Boston, not loving cultures towards each other.
Just Northeast sports fans in general. I can't imagine being all the teams you mentioned are from cold weather cities except from the Spain. It's just it's hard. Exactly. Exactly. You need sports. That's why LA's gotten boring sports fans. They got the Lakers and that's it. They don't even really care about the Dodgers, one of the best teams in baseball. But nothing. No one goes to the Rams games. Super Bowl champions. No one goes. Built this brand new elaborate stadium for concerts. No one cares about the Rams. Bring them back to St. Louis.
But that was a great show. Once again.
Felt good to be back.
Yes, definitely felt great to be back. A little 1 week break. But thank you all for tuning in. Next week we will have episode 9. Adam will be the host.
I think we got a few more last. We have to talk it over with our people. The funders of the show. But maybe we might try and run this all the way up until graduation. So our last episode would be. If we do that, we got to see how our final schedule works out. We might run this up until the 19th. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 more episodes. We need some top 5s. Listen, if you have any top 5 suggestions, hit us up.
Definitely drop it in the
comments.
Anything.
We got to figure out how to get the live channel back working, the live chat, because for some reason that just never worked again. But.
What was the first time?
Yeah, one time it was for kids. We got it the next time. We had 2 chatters, and boom, it disappeared. But thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Peace.
Hit the like button.
Oh yeah.
All that good
Such
stuff.
a good YouTuber.
All the YouTuber stuff.
Such a good YouTuber. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Thank you guys again, and we will see you next week.